Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Deal of the Week. This is Rachel with LoCasa, and today we're going to be going over a couple of different options here. All of them will be arbitrage. Very exciting. There are some decent discounts on deals. There's some co-hosting opportunities, some hidden gems that I think you guys might like, some takeovers. So good amount of variety, and I think that you guys are going to like some of the different things that we present. So let's just go ahead and hop into it. So heading over to Florida, a lot of the times people want deals that are in cities that have really strenuous regulations. However, a lot of people don't want to have to deal with the regulations. And Naples is one of those cities where the regulations are a little bit strict. But the great thing about this opportunity is it's already permitted. So it was ran as a short-term rental, but it wasn't run as one by the actual owner. So it was by a previous operator. I don't know if they'll have the financials for it. However, it looks like it can do really well. And one of the best parts about it is it already comes furnished. So just jumping into it, this property is in Naples, Florida. Like I had mentioned, already has a permit in place, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, fully furnished. And the projections are about $70,000 a year compared to the rent price of $4,100 per month. Now, although this is a $4,100 rent, we've already confirmed with the owner that they might be open to a co-hosting arrangement. Ideally, they're not going to allow upwards of 20%, but I think that they might be open to something along the lines of 10 to 15%. So if that's something that you're interested in, please make sure to reach out to us. This is a pool home. It's nice and modern. It has some good design, potentially could use some additional features and upgrades, but I think that even if you were to invest a little bit of money into it, this could do really, really well. So moving on, it's also in a good location, obviously somewhat close to the beach, but it does not have an HOA, which is nice. So it's available now. Deposit is about $4,000, has a garage and a driveway. They're open longer than 12 months. Air conditioning, like I said, it's already permitted. Swimming pool, washer and dryer included. And then just based on these projections, you're looking at about $1,077 in monthly profit. Now that's if you were to rent it. However, if you were to do a co-hosting arrangement, if you're doing 10%, you're looking at almost $600 in actual profit. But if you were to double that, you could probably make about $1,200 in monthly profit. Now, again, I don't think they'll do 20%, but I think 10 to 15. You could basically have no liability, co-host a property. If you have little to no money, this doesn't require any type of credit. It requires very little cash, and you can literally just go in, start co-hosting for them, and generate a few extra $100 per month, which is great. So this is the Naples one. If this is something that's of interest to you, please be sure to reach out. I'm just going to skim over this one Tampa apartment complex. We finally added it into our system. This one is a small multiplex. It only has 6 units. So when they were running it as a short and midterm rental building, they were bringing in about $27,000 a month between all 6 units, which is about $4,500 in revenue per unit. These are 2 bedrooms, 1 bathrooms, and the rent is $2,500. So before expenses, you're basically making $2,000 a month in profit. And one of the great things about this is it's already permitted, no HOA, outdoor care is included, utilities are included, washer and dryer is included, Wi-Fi is included. Literally everything is included. All you're really doing is paying additional cleaning fees or any type of maintenance and upkeep, things like that. So you're really looking at about $1,600 in monthly profit just with a 15% buffer. Obviously, this can vary. Maybe it's a little bit lower, maybe it's a little bit higher. But overall, this looks like a great opportunity and a really good cash-on-cash return because it's already fully furnished, turnkey, ready to go, and you only have to pay $5,000 for the startup, which includes first month's rent and the furniture. So if this is something that you're interested in, please be sure to reach out. Moving on, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a Scottsdale opportunity. I also saw one in Phoenix that was a pool home. I think that one's a hidden gem as well, but we're just going to go over Scottsdale today. But I believe the Phoenix one I might go over on a different video. It was Phoenix 27, and that one is a pool home. It looks like it's in a really great area, historic home, very charming. So I think that that's something that might be a hidden gem that you guys can check out. But if we just move on, we're going into Scottsdale. It does come unfurnished, but I think that there's a great possibility for you to make it your own, furnish it, really make it stand out. Now, it really is just like a standard home. It's not too old. It's not too new. But the great thing is in Scottsdale, you absolutely have to have a pool. And this property has that. So $3,500 a month in rent. almost $70,000 in yearly projections. They want first month's rent and security deposit, and 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's available now. Deposit is the same as first month's rent. It has a garage. They're open longer than 12 months. Air conditioning, no HOA, washer and dryer hookups. And then ultimately, when you come down here, you're looking at your monthly profit, which is really, like, this is also based on a 15% buffer, but you're looking at about 50% of the rent price you're making in profit, which is great, because a lot of people, the thing is, they think that they need to make like $2,000 to $3,000 a month in monthly profit. Well, that's not always the case. Sometimes it's about the percentage, and this even being over 30% margin is great. So that one is in Scottsdale. The property ID is 5532. So check that one out. Make sure you guys reach out if you have any questions about it, or if you want to maybe negotiate something. We're always happy to take on any questions, or if you have requests about the property, trying to engage if the owner would be open to a lower rent price or something along those lines, we can always go and reach out and see if that's a possibility. Now, the last one I'm going to go ahead and touch on is going to be in St. Paul, Minnesota. So this property is great because it's a takeover with verified projections and numbers. So this is actually a 2-in-1. So there's 2 units. I think it's basically a duplex, or maybe it's a main floor plus a basement, but you could turn it into 2 separate units. You could rent it as 2 separate units, or you could rent it as the entire thing, which equates to about 6 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. However, it has 2 sides. One of them is a 4-2 and the other one is a 2-1. It has a dedicated game room and karaoke machine. Shared driveway with 1 parking spot in the backyard. The previous operator shared that the property was bringing in about $6,500 per month in revenue. So let's just say your additional expenses at most, you're maybe paying $4,750 minus $6,500 per month. You're making about $1,750 per month in profit between 2 units, which again is not bad. Like, these are good overall margins. And I think that on top of that, it's already coming fully furnished. It's been running successfully. It has a nice design to it. I mean, it looks like a really great property. And on top of that, it's in a good location. Has an outdoor area. What they're wanting is $10,000 for all the furnishings. So that's included for both units. So the startup is just going to be security deposit and furnishings. 6 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, available in September, so you have some time. And again, it's in an overall good location, close to the university. Parking is a driveway. Air conditioning, it's already permitted, which is awesome. No HOA. They're open to a lease option or seller finance. So if this property goes really well and you like it and everything's going good, you can ultimately opt in to own it. You guys can work out some type of agreement for seller financing, something along those lines. And then washer and dryer included. So again, if we go here, just with a 15% buffer, you're looking at about $2,000 in monthly profit, which is more than what I initially had said when I was just doing the numbers in my head. So again, guys, these are our deals of the week. If you have any questions, if you want to learn more, or maybe if you're on the properties page and you're not seeing all 105 properties that are listed, it's probably because you're a standard user. Standard users are only able to see properties that have been on our site for a month or longer. So if you are interested in multiple different locations, property styles, apartments, and seeing everything in real time along with discounts on our acquisition fees, please be sure to check out our exclusive or our premium membership. Would love to tell you more about it or answer any questions that you have. But that is it for this week, guys. I hope you got some value, and I will see you on the next one.